Please, no screaming. I'm asking.
Fuck, what you're asking? Did I ask you to come out here? Huh?
Still wanna watch that movie? Do you wanna watch World of Warcraft with me?
You are here. I need the link to YouTube.
Hey guys, I want to talk to you on how the world is flat. Fuck you!
No, the fuck are you?
You know our series in hockey is? Yeah, me.
Did you close back up?
I did fill it back up actually. Uh-oh. It's like, what kind of water? Fresh water or not fresh water? No, you gotta tell me. I know what I did. No, you tasted fresh Kangen water. Is that fresh Kangen water or is that not fresh Kangen water?
That's what I'm saying. I wouldn't know what old tastes like. So if that was new or wasn't new, I can't know the difference until I know.
Alright, let it sit there for 2 days.
Hey, how you played the Fitz game?
Just getting everything set up. Oh wait, sound's gotta come through here. Okay. What's your, hold on, let's do it. Music probably too loud. We're audio. I'm gonna do it myself and see what I get. Don't tell me. Huh? Look at all my answers. They're all over each other. That's just some homework that we had. Yeah, alright, I dropped it. You have it? Got it. Welcome, guys. Welcome for the people who are already in here. Remember that chat is open. I know we're just waiting. Giving it some time for people to get in here. We haven't been on in a while. We've just had to figure some things out, but we are back, baby. And we are ready. We are ready to go full force with everything that we have going on. Woo, guys, it feels good to be back. How is everybody doing? If you don't have an account, go ahead and make one real quick on YouTube, just so you can have the ability to communicate. So you have the ability to voice your thoughts and your questions and your concerns and anything else that you would like to share, not just with me, but with everybody else. Hold on, I'm undoing these knots. Give me a second. Okay, sorry about that. I'm about to sneeze. All right. So, guys, one thing that I really wanted to do on the stream tonight was just kind of update you on, what the trade houses have been up to and what we're going to kind of be looking forward to be doing and who we're going to get to have the ability to work with and stuff like that. And the pairs that we, me and Jordan right here have been looking at is Euro Odd and Odd USD. Well, actually, he's the one that's been looking at it, and I'm curious to see what my bias will be versus his, or if it aligns with his. So if you want to go ahead and open up TradingView, it's going to be Euro Odd and Odd USD. And I had Euro Odd open twice. Sorry, I've been a little sick. Dying. Up. So I'm just gonna go ahead and mark some stuff. So we got price on odd 0.74. This is on the daily. So I can already see that you're probably looking at a retracement up here, aren't you? A retracement up to maybe at this 0.5-ish range, like where all this is on the daily. Maybe like at the 0.807 range. So that to come back and test this, but I think it's going to come back down here, personally, and come back and mess with all of this. But I could see it coming back up here, maybe even up to the 0.5.
Take profit 3 is 0.78.
Oh, okay, so you're up here. You're talking about the 0.382. The 0.382 retracement. What? Okay. A lot of opportunity. I'm gonna move this, or just draw another one.
To an hour.
To an hour?
Phase 1, phase 2, 2,
Yeah.
phase 3. The other tracement. So this is as far as it went.
Mhm.
Now, that, get up here.
Yeah. This would start it like
It's like a teacup.
yeah. I see. Yeah. So on Odd
And you're
USD,
fixing the plane too.
you know, well, I wasn't officially getting to it yet, but how you doing, Mike Enrique from Plano? What's good, Enrique? How's it going, brother? Welcome everybody to the stream. We were just, automatically just kind of jumping into Odd USD. Jordan, how many pips are you up on Odd USD right now? Over 300 for this week. But we're within risk management. We have forced ourselves into risk management. We have an account with FXCM as our broker. So as you guys should all know, on a regulated broker, you're only allowed 1 to 50 leverage in the United States. So we don't even have the ability to over leverage our account right now. And I think that is really a really good way if you can't control yourself and you think that this is what is going to happen, or you end up revenge trading in some way and just losing more money. So, having that type of, restriction on your account, I think could be helpful for you if that's something you have never considered before. So just, keep that in mind. Irving, Texas, Sergio, what's good? Donovan, Marcos, what's up, guys? Welcome to the stream. Welcome back to the stream. I know we have been, kind of just, everybody's just kind of been doing their own thing right now, and yeah, we were also, just figuring out everything that we needed to get done and stuff. So we are, getting back to that point to where we're ready to just start working every single day. These Twitch streams or the YouTube streams are going to be back. Guys, we're going to keep doing this at all times. So just make sure that, that you're paying attention to the Trade House Facebook group. If you're not in it, just let somebody know and we can get you added to it. That's where I dropped the link. Yeah, I haven't even dropped the link like on my actual. Hold on. As a matter of fact, I should do that, right? I only dropped it 20 minutes ago, so let's see. I just posted it on my oh, never mind, I got tagged. I'm tagged in it, so that'll work. That'll work. Jordan, you did it. Yep. All right, cool. So, never mind. All right, that got taken care of. So, one thing that I have been learning through, because I have been going through Trade-In's incubation course, shout out to what we have been going through with an education platform that we have been, participating in for a while now. I mean, that's who we've been trading NFP with and stuff, but we got into an incubation program with them. And really, for the first week or two, what we have been working on more than anything, which was discipline within the market. If you do not follow your rules that you set for yourself, and you don't have any rules, then you need to really heed my words about what I'm about to say. Because if you are not profiting consistently, if you are catching pips but you're just losing the pips, then you're not catching any pips. So the idea is to understand how you're going to do it, how you're going to enact it, and what are you going to do whether you win or lose the trade. So I want everybody in here to understand that, if you're not following through with the system and you're just kind of free throwing into the market, you think that this is going to happen and you haven't done any other type of research. Like, I have my, accountability partner right next to me. So he was the one who showed me these chart markups for Odd USD and Euro Odd, because I haven't looked at any today. So I kind of wanted to just see what I got on the charts before he told me what his bias was, just to cross-check to see where we stood in our ideas of like what we thought the market was going to be doing. So if you don't have even something like that, write that down. And really, one thing I forgot to say is make sure, guys, that you have Facebook closed, unless you're still trying to get anybody that you want in here that is trying to learn anything, and get their questions answered. Other than that, like, kill them, kill the distractions around you. Make sure that you're tuned in and ready to go. and ready to, dial into some education. It's probably been a while. Maybe it hasn't. Maybe you just got off of a Forex call. I have no idea. But if you have or haven't, either way, I thank you for, being able to take the time out of your night to, get in here. I know we literally just dropped the link, so I thank you guys so much for the people who are already here. And just know that these are going to start. These, the the trade house streams are going to start up. It's not just going to be me. We have multiple trade houses that we literally just got off a call with about how we're going to be instituting culture and environment for people everywhere. Wherever there's a demand for, for traders to come, and there's a desire to want to do that, then we must fill that demand with supply, and the supply will be, a trade house environment. So it's not even going to be just me getting onto these trade house streams. We're going to have Casey from San Diego. We could have Manny from New York, or, anybody. We have Australia. I mean, guys, we have so much going on with the trade houses right now. And I'm just excited to just make sure that we're all on the same page and we're all ready to go. And as you know, if you have tuned into any of my webinars before, then you know for a fact that everything that you do with trading must revolve around the mindset that you have that surrounds yourself before you actually sit down and backtest anything on the market. And if you're not doing it, if you and the funny thing is that you must be doing it. You must be meditating. You must be trying to eat right as much as you possibly can to get some physical exercise, to be out of nature, even to have like some alone time, or just making sure that you're taking care of the things that you need to take care of, so that when you are trading, that you don't have anything in the back of your mind, that you're actually center focused on what you need to be doing and what you need to be looking at and the goals that you have. Mine and Jordan's goal for trading in a week is 1,000 pips. Okay, so that's 5 days of trading. Obviously 1,000 divided by 5 is 200, so the goal is 200 pips per day. So if you don't have anything like that, if you only want 100 pips in a day, then that's 10 pips a day. So you need to be trading as if you were going for 10 pips a day, no matter what. Whatever your goal is, set a goal. It doesn't, and I get asked that a lot. What is a good pip goal to have? Whatever honestly, what do you due to your trading experience, what do you think is a good goal for the amount of pips that you need to catch on a daily basis? But even after you have your pip goal, like having your goal is absolutely key. But if you're not actually setting yourself up to actually catch those pips, so I wanted to type this out here. So what I'm gonna say, let me put this in bigger letters or whatever so people can see, and I'll change the I'm sure yellow will work. Okay, so we personally, we don't do 1%. We only do 1% of our account for risk. Okay, 1,000 pips. Write these down if you don't have anything like this. These are just like some very, very primitive examples of what your trading rules can look like. Even like right here on TradingView, this isn't going to go away. This is literally going to sit there. Look at my Euro odd pairs. Look at what I have written down for why I thought that this happened. This is just something random that was an assignment of mine, but just think about it this way. I don't remember what the question was for this particular answer, so I'm just going to read what I said. On NFP on June 1st, the unemployment rate was projected at 4.6% positive, What ended up happening is a 100 pip drop down, only to have the real move show an hour later, and make sure to margin call the buyers. Then, as smart money knows, this is what they wait for the sell, for the real movement following the actual trend. So what I was saying is, you know, and this is just like what you can call back testing, what you can go back into the charts and look at and see what you have for yourself, and what you see essentially. So what this was that this was the actual movement that was projected, right? And so what ended up happening is, this is when the news dropped, this particular candlestick right here. And so what it did is that it projected to go down. What did it do? It went down, you know, 40 pips, about, you know, 35-ish pips right here, right? Okay, so everybody thought within that hour that that is exactly what was going to end up happening. Obviously, that's not what ended up happening, and it stopped everybody out. It went up, you know, oh wait, more or less, you know, 60 pips in the wrong direction to make sure that everybody was out of the way. And so smart money had figured out that that was the real move down to the downside. So they were waiting for this to happen. They knew that the first move was going to happen. It came right back up in the next hour, consolidated in the same area for a little bit, and came right down. So the whole purpose of that is, yes, this is a news thing, but the point is, look at it. This is one of the interesting things with TradingView. I mean, it can be done with everything else. Excuse me. But you can keep the stuff that you want up there and never take them off. So what, you know, and to explain, I have explained 1% of our account for risk per trade. I should have put per trade right here. That no matter what, we will not go higher than 1% on one particular trade, or the most that we will go is 3% on one pair, so 1% per trade. Now, that gets a little bit more complicated when you talk about how many pips that you need to, you know, what your pip ratio is, because I see that what you, Marcos, you asked what would be an example for a $100 account. For a $100 account, you should not be anything higher than what, 0.1, right? Is that 1%? 0.01. Oh no, it's not. Is it? 0.01 on $100? Yeah, so that's a 0.1. So that's the highest you could go per. Oh, I see. Okay, yeah. So it would be a 0.01.
The whole point is growing your account and compound growth and being able to actually add to your account eventually. You want it to be at 5 figures. You can get your account to 10K. 1% is 100 a day.
Okay, so I don't know if you heard him, but what he's saying is that if you stick to, you know, and like we say, this is just like what we have set up for ourselves. So this is the example that we are using. That if you follow what we do, the idea is to get your account size bigger. So then when you actually do get to a 5-figure account, what Jordan was saying was that when you're at $10,000, then $100 a day is 1%. And it obviously it just gets bigger and bigger and bigger. Now that doesn't seem like a lot. And if you think about it that way, then it's not going to be a lot. But you know, if you catch $100 a day, that's $500 a week. And that's just literally compounding. So that very next week, you're not going to be catching $100 a day. It would be $110 a day after that next week, and then after that next week it goes up and it keeps going up and keeps going up. So the idea is to keep continuously compounding your account and following the rules that you have for yourself. If you do not have the rules for yourself, then stop trading, get back on demo, and figure out what pairs that you think that you can understand the best. If you don't understand what the pairs are saying, then don't resonate to it. Don't go to it just because other people are looking at that pair. I mean, it is kind of in some ways good to like look at the other pairs, because then everybody can kind of like cross analyze the same pair. But if it's not something you can understand, don't feel obligated to, you know, watch that one particular pair. Fit whatever fits best for you at the end of the day. That's the only thing that you can do. So the next thing is 1,000 pips a week. That is our goal. You divide that up into how many days you trade. If you trade 6 days, then obviously our 1,000 pip goal would be at a different number. And if we don't catch it, then we didn't meet our goal. That doesn't mean the next day that we try to catch 175 pips to make up for the 75 pips we didn't get in the other day. If you didn't meet your goal, you didn't meet your goal. It's one thing I learned in the restaurant industry. It's not that if you, at the end of the day, when you had a sales goal and you didn't get to the sales goal, you don't just like open the store back up and then try to, you know, keep selling pizzas to try to reach that goal. Like, it doesn't make any sense. If you didn't make the goal, then that's fine. Those days are going to happen. That's what I want you to understand, and that's why I have the next thing. Never second guess yourself on the trades you take. If you are taking a second guess on the trade before you click execute, then you're already not in the right mindset to do it. You must be confident. Now, it can be blind confidence. It doesn't matter. The whole idea is that you at least feel confident in yourself, but be prepared to be wrong. It's not a bad thing to be wrong, you know, because you learn more from your losses. So if you're following within risk management, a loss should not concern you. A loss should just be, okay, I lost you know, X amount of money, $10 or $1 or whatever it is. And that's why risk management is probably important to brand new traders that don't understand anything, because everybody thinks that they're just going to come in with $1,000 account or whatever and then just flip it to $20,000 without any, you know, it's just straight up. That might happen to some people, but that is not the case. Honestly, it can happen, but don't plan for this like 1% probability that you're going to be that person. If you are, then great. I mean, you know, hands down to you, bud. But for everybody, I'm talking to everybody else. Never second guess yourself on your trades. If you believe that you think the market is going to move that way, you have sat there for an hour and you have told yourself that this is the reason, and this is the reason why this currency pair is about to move one direction or the other. Then put a trade in, and you know, even after you have that trade in, you could still go back and adjust it or delete it completely if you find out new information. The idea is just to just not sit there and just like think, you know, analyze and then execute your trades. And if you lose, you shouldn't be blowing your account. You shouldn't be margin calling yourself. You should, or, well, I mean, if margin calls happen, if you hit your stop loss, then you hit your stop loss, but just don't have it to where you're losing, that you're making ridiculous, like you're losing 10% of your account or 20 or 30% of your account at once. We've all done it. We've all blown accounts. You lost 100% of your account. We're talking about 1%. Think about how many trades it would take to actually lose that entire account balance. You're trying to learn how to do this, guys, and that's why I really wanted you to understand it, is that if you're on this webinar, and by the way, once again, I thank you all for being here, but if you are, then you're missing something. You're looking for another answer. So or you're not looking for another answer, you're looking for the answer. So maybe this is something that you really, really need, and then maybe it's something you've already heard 37 times, but you're still not doing it. Or if you are doing it, then keep it up. Have your accountability partner with you. Send me your charts. I don't even care. You can literally just send me your charts and just say, hey, what do you think about this? Like, I will look at it and I'll say, you know what, that's really good. Or if there was any type of advice I would give or I could give, then great, you know, then I would absolutely be willing to do that. And you know, besides all that, guys, that, you know, the trading journal, your trading rules, and the pairs that you trade, you know, no more than 3 trades per pair, which is what that means is on the odd USD that you don't risk any more than 3% of your account total on one pair. You can risk 1% per trade. I just caught a fly. And you can risk 1% per trade, but only have 3 trades per pair. And that is if you are obviously well into where you think you think that market is going to go. Then obviously the last one is pretty self-explanatory. Focus on your the pairs that you've chosen. Yeah, Donovan, for real. Yeah, see, bro, you know, and thank you for your honesty, Donovan. It is that everybody's guilty of it. We all have that natural innate greed, desire in all of us. Like, you know, just because you think that you're the one, I promise you're not the only one that does it. We all want to make $1 million like right now. You know, we want to go get the Lambo tomorrow. You know, everybody everybody has that. Everybody shares that, you know, and that's what you think about with like lions and how alligators and all of them just like want to dominate one another. Well, that works in the animal kingdom, but we're not animals. We are the highest form of creation, so we must understand and work better and smarter and together on what we need to be accomplishing, and that is what the trade houses are going to be providing, guys. If you have not been to a trade house, do not worry, because the trade houses are gearing up on different places of the world. If we haven't gotten anywhere close to you, you know, we still have we're going to start having these live webinars every single night as we were. You know, we are going to be back, so you can still be a part of an online community of people that are just, you know, wanting to trade. And I don't even want to be the only one doing this. So if you're in, you know, if trade house leaders are on this call, like, be prepared, guys. Like, y'all are all, we share this. This is information sharing. This is not Mike teaches every single day. This is everybody. Everybody must share their ideas and everything that they want to be doing with themselves to generate visibility for themselves in the trade houses that they represent. Even if it's not your trade house, you represent, or you're a part of the San Diego trade house or the Houston trade house or the Australian trade house. It doesn't matter. You know, just represent and feel welcome into that community, and that's what I want to give people. Yeah, Jordan's answering the questions right here beside me. But I still never got to Euro odd. Well, I can't show that to him, but yeah, so you were saying that odd USD is gonna come up and test all the, yeah, yeah, you did say up here, right up here. That's what that arrow is drawn to. So you're thinking like right here at the 0.75 is your TP3, isn't it?
I mean, no, my P3 I'm holding on to is 0.78.
Oh.
We can see as far as that goes, the U.S. economy is going down. Right? So
Mhm.
the currency will get up. And overall, that's bottom right here. Bottom for a while down there.
Yeah. Odd USD, we're looking for the, you know, we're looking for the upside swing to it, and like he's saying, what he's got his TP3 at 0.78 and his TP1 with my guess would be what, 0.75 ish.
I got in down here.
Oh, okay, so he got in right here,
And that was my big profit one.
so you hit TP1.
Yeah. So
Okay.
TP2 is right here at 0.76.
So you must have the same, yeah, okay, so 0.76, so 0.76 is like right here, and that's based off of, you know, a little bit of this technicals right here about what we see about this price. Yeah, it's, yeah, indecision, there's a lot of indecision right here, so it can definitely come back up here. So that is odd USD on what we think is gonna be going down. Now I didn't get to go all the way into Euro odd yet.
And then now, of course, these are really like long-term trades. So if it goes south a little bit, better entry.
Yeah. So if they're longer, and what he was just saying, I don't know if you guys can hear him, but if you're looking for the longer term trade, which is generally how we like to trade, we don't really scalp or, you know, get in for these really quick entry trades. I like developing analysis and see where I think that the market is going to project, and just let it go, and, you know, just test to see what I want, or to test to see if what I considered was going to happen actually happened. So Euro odd, based off looking at it, we can see, of course, there's a level right here. So we've got something going on. We're on an hour. Let me back up to the day. I got a bunch of crap right here, but obviously, as we can see, this is a different picture. Let me just move all this. Okay, so I wonder if I can move my fib. I sure can. Let me go ahead and just move this fib. Oh, send it on Facebook. Send it.
You got tagged.
Oh, I got tagged in porn. Oh, you know how that should go. Tanya Smith, unfriended, delete, done. Haha, y'all didn't get to see it. Okay, so this is what Jordan right here, this is what he was looking at on odd USD. This is what he's got marked up. We, as we say, we've got his little green lines right here at TP3. That's just to show you guys a little bit on what it is. Once again, we've got a bottom down right here, kind of for like what he's saying, and it's kind of forming a little bit of that teacup thing going on. So that's on the hour too. Oh, this is a screenshot. Oh, that's dope. This is a screenshot. Damn. So on a screenshot, you have the ability to like twist and move it around and stuff. That's so dope. What? Yo, that's, oh man, that's so awesome. Yeah, send me markups on TradingView. That's crazy. But just so y'all can have a picture of it, there it is. A little bit of an idea. You see the green numbers here for his original entry was down here, right? Is that what this blue line was? Or yeah, 0.73. Got out right here when it hit the next zone. Perfect risk management. Went right back up and tested this zone. Obviously, if we just move this out a little bit, it popped it perfectly. So that's what we got there. Slow and steady wins the race, like the rabbit and the turtle. Jordan. All right, so with Euro odd, this is on the day. Did you? Well, I'll show it in a minute. So well, damn, let me just March. Euro odd has been a pair that's been a part of our lives for a while now. I hear about this pair a lot. There's a lot of markups on it. Don't delete it. But essentially what we have looking at right here, what are these? You drew well, yeah, they're trend lines, but you marked up, A, B, C to D, like kind of like a harmonic pattern, an Elliott wave. But okay, so you're projecting it to to sell down, but where it currently is hasn't broke the zone off of where. So we go to my actual Euro odd. So what he's saying is that we could be seeing this retest down here, which honestly I could probably see happening. We've got step phase 1, 2, then 3, and then here we are again. 1, 2. Yeah, I could definitely easily see, and I mean that's a huge drop. Remember, the way that we do these things, guys, is that we like to go long, or we like to see ridiculous pit movements. But another thing another thing that I wanted to let you guys know is, if you don't know anything about what's going on with Brexit right now, that there is they are trying to remove themselves for the European Union. This is going to be happening on Wednesday. So if you are not within your risk management or none of that stuff, and you don't have anything, I would honestly suggest either trading on very, very, very tightly managed risk or demo, because this is this doesn't happen. Obviously, we don't have countries trying to leave a union. Oh, it's Thursday. Well, Wednesday is when it's when we were told what was brought to our attention, that the market's gonna start to kind of act up a little bit, that we're gonna start seeing some crazy moves. Tomorrow should be a normal day, but Wednesday is when something is going to probably start happening within the market. So pay very, 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 very close attention to those particular pairs, especially the euro and the pound. And if you're not following that and you trade those pairs, I promise you might lose a lot of money. I think Stefan said that last July, or what, it was last year, the Swiss franc moved 1,000 pips in 5 minutes, or like less than a minute, 5 seconds. Y'all, let me say that again. 1,000 pips in 5 seconds. There's just certain things that happen, in the world that, you know, and this is one of them. Somebody's trying to separate from the European Union, and that is a huge thing to understand. That does not happen. So if they do somehow manage to leave the European Union, the pound is probably just going to collapse. It's probably just going to go way, way, way down. And we're talking like that. So make sure that you are absolutely paying attention to those news and to that pair. If you're not, do your research on what you think might happen. Honestly, I have no idea. This is going to be like our first. Hey, can I please have some Kagan water? We have Kagan water. The DFW Trade House recently got our Kagan water machine. It's about to be old. Thank you. But yeah, and even if it's not the euro or the pound that you trade, the dollar is gonna get affected by this. The yen, the entire market is gonna make unpredictable moves, is what I'm saying, and it will happen so fast. So make sure, if you are not ready to go into it, then stay away from it and just watch. Maybe trade on demo. If you do trade on live, 0.01s all the way. Do not, and even a 0.01 can blow your account in how fast this thing can move. And it obviously it can go into the right direction too. But I'm just letting you know, guys, that it is an extremely special week for the world, honestly. And everybody needs to be paying attention to it. So I won't stick on it any longer, but Euro odd, you know, what we're saying is, and what Jordan is saying, is that we're probably going to be breaking through this 0.382, or as it stands right now, it is having trouble breaking through 0.382. So we might see a good drop, maybe even down to even this 0.7. Well, no, it's probably going to come back down here and test, or yeah, to the 0.618 retracement. So, you know, from where it currently stands, we might be looking at a 250 pip movement down for the bigger movement of things. So remember that we always like to go longer on trades. We don't like couple 20-minute trades or whatever. So that's just our particular style. We can always go into different types. What indicator you usually use? If anything is on our charts, it's more than likely ADX or a moving average. We don't really use them a lot, but I'm saying for the, for an indicator, moving average is okay, and ADX, for indicators. We like to have session breaks. You have your supply and demand zones, of course. Trend lines are also, helpful, and of course fibs. So that's usually what we tend to utilize, but technical analysis is still helpful. It's definitely not the only thing about the market, but always understand that technical analysis is still just as helpful. You can get a lot of answers from it, but the idea is to not, crutch off indicators, that you can watch what the market is going to be doing with your own particular eyes. But I like this euro odd markup, and I do agree. I think it's having a lot of trouble breaking through this. It might even come up and retest this 1.58 or this 1.52. Yeah, if it comes back up and tests the 1.52 1.523 ish area, as you can see on euro odd on the hour, it has a lot of trouble breaking through this particular line. But then again, obviously, as we should all know, that the more taps that happen on the zones, the weaker that it might it could generally get weaker per tap, so then it can be blasted through. So always make sure, like we said, this is what our bias is, but the most that we're going to lose on one trade is 1%. So even if we're wrong, we're still going to learn from it. We're still going to put it into our journal, and we're still going to implement everything that we need to do to make sure that we're taking it as seriously as we possibly can. So Damn, I want some more water. I'm so thirsty. Oh well. Music's been playing the whole time. Whoops. Do you guys, I mean, do you guys not like the music, or is the music disturbing you? I always think chill step kind of helps. A lot of people always said it, but I will always turn it off if it's bothering anybody, because this is a classroom environment. But I feel I always tried to convince my teachers like light music was always a good way to help keep people focused, and some agreed. But damn, I wish I had all of these still where they should be. Really believe since it hit basically retail believes since it has hit a zone and has basically respected the zone that therefore they are shown 50 pips in 1 hour, and within the very next it moves down and margin calls everyone. I wonder where that happened at. I wish I could see it. Maybe it's in here somewhere. I have them marked up. I don't. Maybe it's this. Yeah. Or yeah. See, there's the other one. Or it was all done on the hour. Oh. Just back testing, guys. You know, making sure that you're following up with yourself. If there's anything I wanted to leave you with this call, because we got to get on the call with, or I have to get on the phone with some other people. You know, about helping getting all the other trade houses off the ground. So if anybody has any questions or anything, you know, please let me know. What is there something I can help you with? So the more it hits the zone, the weaker, meaning it will break or hold, Sergio. That's it's not, obviously it's not 100%, but the more taps that it generally takes on a zone, you know, that the bigger significance of it might happening of you know, of it blasting through it. So as we were saying on Euro Odd, you can see that right here, without even having to draw the line, but I'm going to draw it anyways. You can tell that it's not you know, obviously, yes, it had a power stick that broke through it, did not break whatever. This is the 0.382 if I'm correct. No, it's 0.5. So it did not break 0.5, came right back down, and here we are again. Retested it, came blasting down, and now we're at the other level. So our personal bias is that what we see is that a lot of people are thinking that it's not gonna, you know, that it's gonna probably come back up here and test this again. If it does, we're still gonna go on in on a sell. Now then again, we could still be wrong, but that's just a better position opportunity, honestly. I think it's going down. Going down for real. May not seem that way because it's bouncing off of a zone, or it's bouncing off of a line. I haven't drawn anything on this chart because I'm going off of this is what I have in my head, even though I'm looking at it. So they're moving, yeah, they go opposite. So this is also to help support the idea that odd USD is going to go up, because odd is the first one. So as we know, if odd gets stronger, the currency pair goes up, and euro odd, you know, if euro odd gets, or if odd gets stronger, then it's then this pair is going to go down. So that is what our bias is, you know. So like I said, guys, if nobody has any other questions, guys, we're going to go ahead and wrap this up. I didn't want to take anybody's time up tonight because I know it was really like on the fly, so I'm pretty sure everybody's already doing something. But like I said, I have to, you know, kind of get on pace with some other things that we have going on tonight. We will be live at 11 p.m. Whatever time, you know, right at 11 is when we're going to be live. And I'm going to have some material. We might even we'll be looking at what odd USD and euro odd did.
Yeah, dude, tell them to pick a pair and just
marry like I said, in the trading rules, pick a pair and marry it. Focus on the pairs you have chosen. Trading rules, guys, you better have them. You're fooling yourself if you don't have these right here. And I have these in my head. You know, that's why, I mean, we were just able to just write it down because we know what our pip goal is. We know what our risk is. We know what pairs we trade. And if we go in on a trade, we go in on a trade. That's it. It's that simple. Are $100 accounts safe to open if you follow within the rules that you have placed for yourself? If you Ray, if you if you have $100 account, you could certainly turn $100 account into more money. But if you were trying to trade on like like point fives or a standard or anything like that, then all you're gonna do is just shoot yourself in the foot. So make sure that you just follow within your rules. It doesn't matter what your account size is. 1% of your account should be manageable no matter what on winning trades and losing trades. So 1% is just our particular goal. Now on a $100 account, yes, you should not go any higher, even though I say you can go to a max of three trades per pair to equal out to the max at 3% for one particular pair. Don't do that. Stick to 1% on a $100 account, or go to very, very small lot sizes. Donovan, of course, more questions tomorrow, bro. Let guys, if you and the only thing I ever ask is just screenshot and just put it on social media. That's the only thing I ever ask, for these streams, just to say that you were here. And guys, we will continue doing this going forward. We also, I am going to be helping IML with some education on that. So if you are in IML, then be prepared to see the next stage of training and more value that's going to be provided, and it's going to be going on all the time, and I get to be a part of it. I'm very, very fortunate to it. So guys, we have a lot of work to do, and we have a lot of stuff coming your way. The trade houses are coming, and we are not going to stop until we make sure that everybody has met their goals and what they want accomplished within their life. So with that being said, guys, I love y'all all so much. Thank you for tuning in, and we will see y'all tomorrow night. Thank you. Ooh.